But hi, thanks, Gemma. I'm Dimitri, co-founder of Chattermill, and just check the technology works. And today I'll mention not one, but two buzzwords, artificial intelligence and customer experience. I should probably factor in blockchain somehow into my business, and then I get the full house. Right, so I started Chattermill with my co-founder very much from the observation a couple of years ago that the world is changing. The world of consumer to companies relationships is moving to one of not transactions, but experiences. So what you have is you have a new breed of companies. Think guys like Airbnb, guys like Deliveroo, who are not just delivering one product or one service and that's it. They're actually changing their lives by not only providing a product, but also providing a whole round experience around it. And you know, what does this mean? Why are companies doing this? So from a recent study from PwC, and this was done at scale, so this is really reliable information, it was done internationally, consumers are willing to spend 16% more on a service, on a good experience, rather just a product. Now think about it, that is way more than any traditional marketing campaign or advertising campaign could get you an uplift, 16% more. So there's actually a lot of money, especially if you scale this over large businesses. Now, what this led is, and we're seeing more and more of this, like literally in the last years, we're seeing metrics like Net Promoter Score, which are considered to be proxies of customer experiences, to becoming really high on a company's agenda. You know, these are becoming key KPIs in the boardroom, and you know, everybody's, you know, we've got clients from a portfolio of traditional companies and more new economy companies, and you see everybody's trying to get their Net Promoter Score as high as possible. You know, the question is, why doesn't everybody have great customer experience? You know, what is so difficult? What is the barrier here? There's a few things at work. First of all, customer experience is actually very hard to understand. You've got lots of data, you've got lots of customer feedback, interaction, touch points, but they are very hard to comprehend in one picture. Insights you get from things like Net Promoter Score studies, which is probably the most typical proxy for customer experience, is good, but it doesn't really give you actionable insights. So just because your NPS is 55 in May and then it's 60 in June, it doesn't really say, it doesn't tell you why it's gone up or down. Now, and finally, there's no set framework for collaboration. It's very hard to get, for example, product, customer care, and the exec team all to work to the same goal of customer experience. So Chattermill is, as I mentioned, artificial intelligence-powered platform, and we help companies ultimately understand and improve their customer experience. Now, how do we do this? So we already work. So what we started off, we founded 3 years ago, actually, birthday was just a couple of weeks ago. We founded the company with the belief that we should go after the new age companies, you know, the very forward-thinking companies understand how they do customer experience. So that's what we did, and we got guys like Transwise, Nutmeg, you've probably heard some of those names, Deliveroo, HelloFresh. That's some of the guys who started getting on the board, and we built the product very much around what they need. You know, what are the most demanding companies in customer experience are looking for. So ultimately, what we do in a nutshell is we take any customer interaction, any customer feedback, that can be emails, that can be social media, that can be things like Zendesk, that can be surveys, including I keep mentioning Net Promoter Score. And we help companies understand automatically in real time and at scale, you know, what customers are talking about and what are the pain points and what are the strengths of the customer experience. So we've deployed, again, buzzwords, deep learning to help, to get the machine to understand customer feedback in a way that in-house analysts would. So we can actually, our machine learning is recently gone so good, especially that it's actually outperforming in-house analysts and understanding their own data, their own customer feedback. And very much it works in a way that we connect very easily to any channels of customer feedback, so things like social media, emails, and we pipe it through Chattermill, and we give our clients ready-made insights. So it's not just a dashboard, it's not just, just the numbers, it's actually ready-made insights for every department, tailored specifically for individual roles and individual departments. And that's what's powerful here, because it's no good for me, for the platform to tell somebody in product that, your delivery times are slow, because they're not going to do anything about it. Our system actually pipes the right insight. So if it's about delivery, it'll go to the logistic departments. If it's about product, it'll go to the product guys, and actually tells them, what it means and how much impact it's having on the customer experience, so they can actually prioritize it in terms of how big of an issue this is. Guys, this is all really well. Let me actually tell you just a real example of how Chattermill helped one of our clients, improve their customer experience. So HelloFresh, I'm sure everybody's heard about them. I find when we started working with HelloFresh in 2015, they were brand new. They were pretty new themselves to the market. Now I find literally all of my friends doing HelloFresh and telling me about it. So HelloFresh delivers ready-made ingredient boxes to your door. It's a very much business with multiple moving parts. You have recipe development, you have procurement of the goods, you have the boxes, the packaging, you have the warehouse distribution. So it's a really complex business, but it's growing incredibly fast. I think it was one of the fastest growing, it is one of the fastest growing companies in Europe still now. And one of the things, actually let me go back a bit. One of the things, guys, we found, Chattermill, when we started working with them, what we found is there was a pocket of negative sentiment from the customer feedback. This was coming through a few different channels. There was recipe feedback, and there was, just general support tickets, which were specifically, actually, some of them were asking for customers to cancel their orders, cancel the subscriptions. One of the things Chattermill found automatically is there was a pocket of negative sentiment around the recipe guidelines. So when you get a box and you get all the ingredients in the box, you also get a recipe card, which tells you how to make the recipe. And there was a specific element around photos of the recipes. And HelloFresh were quite puzzled at the start, because the recipes were professionally developed, or photos were professionally taken by photographers. The setting was perfect. So what could be possibly wrong? So here's an example of a HelloFresh recipe photo. And once we dug a little bit deeper with Chattermill, what we found is the actual problem was the photos were too good. Customers were seeing this as what they were supposed to end up with, after cooking their recipe. And especially new customers, guess what? They go and cook it, especially for their partner. Everybody's waiting, excitement. Everybody's seen this, and guess what happens? They get something like this. That's what comes out at the end. Gosh, let's get this off the screen. So what happened is the photos on the recipe cards were actually intimidating new customers. They were thinking that HelloFresh is not for them. This is way too advanced. Seriously, that was an issue, and customers were churning. Once we dug deep, HelloFresh dug deeper into this, we found that those issues were actually leading customers to unsubscribe, and it was a significant. It wasn't a couple of, like, one customer or two customers per 1,000. It was a significant amount of customers. So it was quite a lot of revenue if you scale it up. And what happened? HelloFresh made a very, very simple change. They just brought their photos down to earth, or made them rustic, as I think was the official term. So the cost of this was nothing. It's just make photos look a little bit more realistic, a little bit more messy. All the processes stay the same. And as a result, HelloFresh essentially got, there was a significant, we can't unfortunately disclose exact numbers, but there was a significant uplift in customer retention just in the back of that. It was leagues and leagues above investment, the small investment HelloFresh made to change the photos. And the key message here is that you will struggle to find this bit of insight without analyzing all of this data from multiple channels in a very, very sort of fine detail. And my final thought will be, I've been talking about customer experience. Here's a stock chart of HelloFresh stock versus their biggest competitor in US, Blue Apron. I know for a fact that HelloFresh pays religious attention to customer experience. They analyze literally every single piece of customer feedback. We don't work with Blue Apron. We know exactly how, but this is the latest. Blue Apron is struggling with very high churn rates, and HelloFresh has been specifically addressing churn rates through customer experience. So this is the stock prices. It's just one of the illustrations. So very much that's us. We are down at the Startup Village. You can find us there if you want to talk, guys, if you want to ask any more questions and find out a bit more. Thank you very much.